Hello and welcome. This is the Eye of the Hand. The eye sees everything. Today's the 7th of April, 2018. The purpose and the reasoning for people doing YouTube videos is to document, to create a data bank on history in the areas where we need to. Okay. Um, so this episode is about the talk. The talk being, I think I figured something out with the animals. Rabbits are now doing the same thing. They're not moving, they're not looking at the person's hand. I don't know, but something tells me that they're going blind. Certain ones are going blind, certain animals. And they're not moving around. They're not even eating or drinking. And people are saying it's due to dehydration. No, that's not it at all. You gotta understand as the magnetic pole reversal happens and it shifts, the weather displacement happens, things become very unstable. Animals are changing. They're evolving into something else. The ones that don't evolve die. So there's a lot going on. And birds, certain animal types are attacking humans viciously, like some aquatic sea life and certain other ones, like certain birds. So makes you wonder, uh, are we seeing a new species emerge where certain ones that weren't violent before are becoming violent as their change happens, and then the ones that were afraid and stayed away from humans, are they becoming more docile? Are they becoming like fearless but not harmful? No, I think they're going blind. Something's happening to their eyes. They say don't look at the sun for too long or you'll go blind. Well, if it's spitting off, and it is what they say, where they could see ultraviolet and they could see the magnetosphere, our magnetic field lines, then what's that tell you? Right? Plus, a lot of the birds, I think, the reason why they've been flying to the ground and staying on the ground and not fearing the humans is and looking up at the skies because when you got HARP throwing their magnetic fields out there into the chemtrails and they're electrocuting the skies, that could be a reason for most birds falling out of the sky too and dying. Their brains are being fried. So, oh, you're not late. How you doing, Crystal? Good to see you in the chat. But I wanted to bring up a very important topic right here and right now, something I have not talked about yet, and that's about to be talked about now. Actually, I'm going to expose their true agenda. Why do you think? Now, this doesn't make any sense to me. They're building sections of the wall along the border. What do they need the military's presence there for? Why are they de-arming American citizens? What's getting ready to happen? Because they're trying to keep us in and, well, keep us from running to any safety. I think they're getting ready to implement a new system. I think they're getting ready to round people up. And they're putting all their strategic pieces in place, like a chessboard, like think 10 moves ahead. Got to get all these into place first. And then we've got the border secured. They can't cross the border. They can't get out. And we can put them all in the biometric system. Take the beast system. Give them an option. They can either join it or die. They get two choices. New Zealand, NZ, is that New Zealand? Yes, they're going blind. I think that they're going blind and they don't know what to do. They absolutely don't know what to do. They're only going to where the closest place. All right, cool. New Zealand. Good to have you in here, brother. Wow, you're from a distance. Good to see that I'm getting out there. It's very important that we discuss the topics that are going on with all the animals that are dying off, the sea life, the birds from the air, and the ground life. You know, the Bible speaks of it. So we know where we're at, but he speaks of it on many different levels of die offs. Not all happening due to this one reason. Some happen to poisons and so on and so forth. And yeah, well, they're all going to die off. There's new shit getting ready to be birthed. And animals are changing, they're mutating, they're fucking evolving into some other type of species. And the ones that are not going accustomed to plan like nature would have it, they die or they suffer repercussions like blindness or just other crazy shit. But when these animals start coming out of woodworks, number one, I'm going to tell you, some of it's due to there's no food. The seasons are lasting a little longer than what they're supposed to, and they're looking for food. So some will humble themselves. Some animals will do that to get food from the humans. It's been tested. The animals have been testing the humans around the world, especially Africa. The lions and the tigers and shit like that. They've been jumping up on the hoods of the vehicles and laying down to see if the human's going to hurt them. They're actually becoming brave for some reason. Don't know why. Well, some things, I'm going to tell you, some things out there, there's other animals that are going to start devouring other animals. You're going to notice a disappearance because you think this is a myth. There's no myth going on. Dragons are reemerging. They're having babies. We've caught one already. It's been documented. It looks like that of an eagle, but with a reptilian like head and mouth and eyes. And it's hard. Listen, the good book tells us that we will see things that our minds will not comprehend. People will be running in mass hysteria. So you got to think about that. South Louisiana, it was hot all day, and in a matter of 30 minutes, it became very cold. Of course, yeah, yeah. The weather is going to be going in and out of focus like a fucking camera. It's being screwed with ultimately. And I think that they know that this Planet X is coming and these meteors are coming and they're trying to create some sort of electrical field around the Earth. That's why they said it won't work unless everybody plays a part. They're trying to protect the Earth. But at the same time, they know that a massive number of people and animal species and sea life is going to die off. But they're trying to create some sort of electrical field dome around the Earth to keep the meteors from penetrating, or if they do penetrate, they break up and they're destroyed. Now, another reason for the chemtrails in the sky and the electrical grid going on is because they're trying to decloak these ships that don't belong to the human race that live in the skies. The Bible also speaks of the ones that are in the skies that live there. So, and they'll be casted out. A great trumpet was sounded at something like a great mountain burning of fire that looked like glowing metal inside was cast down to the earth along with its angels. Well, it speaks of that being two references. One being aliens, something foreign that we don't know that's up in our skies. We figured out a way to decloak them with the electromagnetic field in the clouds and then shoot them down with frequency. That's one trumpet. That's one type because the trumpet's a weapon. And also, it's talking about the meteors that are going to come down to the Earth. Plus, well, the asteroid and the meteors. So he speaks of things on Earth as it is in heaven as well. So we got to consider things on Earth too for that meaning. So I've been putting together the pieces in the Bible with pictures for people to have better understanding. And I started off in Genesis. Some animals will adapt to the change and some will not. Some will change and look different, some will not. Some that were not carnivore will become carnivore. They will start becoming meat eaters, animals that you've never seen. And you will have the ones that will attack the living as well. It's very unusual for a bird or something to attack the human and eat their flesh while they're alive, but it will happen. There's a lot of shit that's getting ready to go down. Everybody's gonna, if you don't have your focus and no fear in your heart, when this shit breaks out and people are running around kicking people's doors in, shooting people, killing them, taking their food, and people are robbing people, and people are running for their lives. People are out there screaming. You got earthquakes going on, and you got it's there's no law to protect you. You're gonna wish you had listened. That's the way I tell everybody. You're gonna wish you had taken the time to program yourself to know this is coming and this is what I must do when it happens. I must be calm. I must have no fear. They smell it. It's a pheromone. It doesn't just apply to that. It applies to everything. All right, sexy lady 2018. I appreciate that. Thank you. Well, here's the thing. Not all of these alien beings are demons. You got to understand. All right. All right. Let me explain something. Some are good, some are bad, but they've been programming us in the movies through the movies, like Independence Day and everything else, that any kind of alien arrival that you see is going to be devastating. Kill them, shoot at them, destroy them. They programmed us to already hate these things, but in layman's terms, we should actually do the opposite because God said to reveal their agenda and their true evil practices to turn things around and upside down, turn light into night and turn night into light. So we have to go upon what he says. So I'm just turning around what they're saying. I would have to say, if these things come down, do not be afraid. They're only going to bring you up there for a little while out in the heavens while the earth goes through its changes. That's what the rapture is going to be. And then when the earth is done going through its changes and it's back to normal life, you'll be put back on the planet. But just know that the earth on every part of the planet is going to have different view of the stars. What do you think he meant by when he said the earth, the stars will roll up like a scroll? It's because the earth is once it slowly goes into its turn and then it starts building speed and then isn't that what anything does? So the earth's oceans will roar from pole to pole. They will be sloshed, bam! Not one stone will go unturned. Problem is children have to be taught about God, and I'm speaking almost immediately. They have to be told all the good things, the main things, the reason he died, that he did die, and that he rose from the dead. There's a lot. They shouldn't learn the meaning of what everything actually means. They shouldn't know what God is actually telling us about our future and the destruction. They shouldn't know any of that. They should be completely like that should be erased. They should just know the scripture of the Lord and how much love there should be amongst everybody. Well, the Earth is definitely expanding, like I said, because of the gases from the lava core, the iron nickel lava core. It's cracking the Earth open, especially in Africa. Africa's got something underneath them that's going to come out, and I hope that they're prepared because that's a whatever these things are, it's getting ready to come out from inside the earth, like God said, the beasts of in the earth, inside the earth, inside the earth. Yes, I said it. Whatever these things are, whether they're reptilians or not, I don't know, but they're coming out and they're coming to feed. There are people that are harvested, and it will be the people that express fear and scared, running around with their head like it's been cut off, like a chicken. If you move around and don't let it scare you, and you be like, "Oh yeah, that's nice." Yeah, who cares? Doesn't scare me. No matter how creepy or unbelievable the scene may be or vicious it may be, if you don't let that fear come out of your pheromones and they don't smell it, they don't hurt you. They are only going to go after the ones that are scared because they've been programmed to be feared. That's why God said, don't let fear enter your heart. He was being specific for a reason. Well, there's all kinds of these beings. There's reptilians, there's light beings, there's fucking it's a lot. There's a lot. We are not alone. Believe that there is tons of different types of things that we've never seen before. So, but we're trying to expose them in our skies with these chemtrails and these electrical connections with HARP in the sky. We're trying to decloak them so that way we can see them to aim our weapons at them. That's why the trumpet speaks of sounding, and then something like a great mountain burning on fire, along with its demons, along with the angels, the fallen angels. It's all UFO shit. So it's all linked. They tell you certain things in there. 20 years ago. Oh, I've had my experiences. I've seen some UFOs myself. Can't explain it, but hey, whatever. It was like a flickering flame in the sky above our heads, and there was only two of them. It was me and my kid's mother at the time. We're no longer together. The armor of God. Yes, absolutely. Yep. The armor is the knowledge, wisdom, not having fear, all that other shit. So, yeah, he gets specific. He tells you what they are, how each one will protect you. But you have to link your heart and your mind together in the same place. You can't have fear and here and your heart beating fast and your brain saying, "Oh, it's not real, it's not real, it's not real," because you're trying to convince yourself. You got to believe. You got to say, "I know this shit is real, but I'm not going to let it make me fear." And you'll be able to walk down the street going, "Wow, look at these people being torn apart by each other and things that I can't even explain." But they're not looking at me. They don't even know I'm here. It's like I'm invisible. While everybody else is being torn apart, you're walking around like a god, wondering how is that possible? Because you have the faith of a mustard seed. And with that, you can move mountains, baby. That's all I can say. Good one. Good one, Crystal. Ashley Layton. There you are. Yeah, I'll check that book out. That's right. Pray to Father God only. And he said, "Call no man father or rabbi." And what are they? What are they doing? What are they doing? You understand? What are they doing? And the Iron Cross. Don't trust the Iron Cross at all. Everything about it satanic, demonic. This is how I know because Hitler and a lot of witchcraft shit uses that in their stuff. That's a main symbol. But Hitler had the Iron Cross, which represented high regard. And also the Pope, which is the Catholics and all that, they also have the Iron Cross on them. And them devious looks that they give, but they portray innocence. Don't trust anyone. Not even your own brother, mother, sister, father, son. I don't give a fuck. Daughter, don't trust anyone. Have love for them, guide them. But God said by speaking out would get us killed. We must travel silently. Now, talking here on YouTube, they're just getting bigger profiles on who's who and what people know. You don't think that they don't get ideas from YouTube people and then they actually put it in movies or they make a show about it or they talk about something similar in the news and you're like, hey, wait, I just said something like that. And you quickly come to realize that that's a great way for them to steal ideas from the people. You haven't figured that out yet? Plus, they're building a profile for the government on you, just under a name called Facebook. Just replace all the names of all these places and call them, just replace it. Put the word government on everything. Do you know how the government gets their hands on the ones that aren't government? The big businesses like Facebook and Amazon. Do you know how they get their hands on them? They prove that they're doing something wrong or that they did something wrong, make them be held accountable, and then tell them, all right, well, if you want this to go away, you got to sign this contract allowing us to be able to do this. Wishy washy. It's a hand for a hand. Simple. It's that simple. So now they're all pieces of shit. Oh, the coming race. Well, you could say the coming race is. And they're humanoid looking. They just don't look like us. And neither do they look like each other. Just like none of us humans look like each other. We all take on a different height, a different image. You know, these things aren't going to look the same. Some are going to be short, tall. Some are going to be bigger headed. Some are going to be smaller headed. Some eyes are going to be up higher. Some are going to be down. They're going to look like us, just shaped in something that looks foreign and alien from outer space to us. But they've always been here. They've, they've always been here. Always. They've just been watching. And if you pay attention to YouTube, there's certain channels out there that they are those beings communicating through YouTube. I don't know if people seen it, but there's one video that Anonymous had put out where they're light beings and they tell you everything. They say we had to wait until your technology improved to be able to communicate with you. And now we are communicating with you. And they're giving specific instructions and guiding people, telling them this is what they need to do. This is no longer a game. You've evolved past the point of just knowing the Bible as words. You've waken up, and it applies to those who've woken up. Only they will know what that channel is talking about. Them things aren't beings. They're guiding you how to communicate with them. They're teaching you how to communicate with them and transcend out of the body. Because they're telling you they're not physical beings in our dimension. For they're too far away for that. But they sent help. They said that they sent help, that they contacted a physical entity to come here, and that they're here now. And I believe every fucking word of it because we're starting to see a lot more videos surface. And we had gotten given a warning that that our government was to tell us about them, and they never did. They hid it, and they were told that if you didn't tell your people about us, we were going to tell them for you in a very big way. Lots of sightings. I don't know about the buffalo. Sasquatches are something completely different in their own. They're their own creature. They got their own race. Nobody knows much about them, but they're not the giants. They're definitely not the giants. They're referred to in the Bible, though, later on down the road as living in like swamp lands. They're part animal and they're part human. So, um, no, I didn't get to see the video, Ashley. Not yet, anyways. Only because I'm trying to. What I'm doing is I'm taking everybody's work. I watched them. I watched them. They put dates on them. They put where, when, how, what it was, the number of incident, and they document all these things, right? So then I take everything that they've documented and I throw it in with the Bible verse with the pictures showing you, look, this is it. This is where we're at. And but there's tons of things that are in the Bible that are happening at the same time, which all have to go together in this gap on the calendar of the Bible. So basically, I'm just making a Bible calendar. That's it. Nephilim. Well, you've heard stories of the Nephilim, and they are large. Yes, they are. And they wore a lot of gold. They're very fast. They can move with the speed of light. Like literally, they've already done their damage in certain areas. They've remained anonymous and not seen for so long. And now that our technology is growing rapidly, we're starting to find them. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, they were using us to breed them food. We're just a breeding farm. This whole earth is like a breeding farm. It's weird in a way. It speaks of many different things going on, but you can assure that the harvest is many different things. It's not just the crops, but harvest. When God says He's going to come and harvest His people, He's going to cut down everything with a sickle. You got to understand, He's harvesting His people. He's taking them away. The bodies still remain. Their souls just come out of their bodies, no matter what they're doing. They feel no pain. Their bodies just drop to the ground, and they're gone. And then everybody else, while the you know, it's hard to explain. Tribulations. He who endures tribulations to the end will be taken up into heaven. I guess that's it. And I know that some of my subscribers they don't like my language, but it's a habit that I'm trying to break, and it doesn't break easily. When you've been doing something out of repetition for so long, it becomes habit because humans are creatures of habit and they adapt to their surroundings. So I've been doing a lot better on the cursing in my videos. And I understand smoking's bad for you, but let me tell you something. These are some stressful fucking times. And I'm going to keep myself from going crazy out of my head. I'm going to remain calm at all times, and I'm not going to let nothing bother me, itch me, or get me twisted. All right? I can do whatever I want. I have free will to do whatever I want. It's not about me, it's about all of us, you know. So what if I drink a little or smoke a little pot? I already explained where the weed comes from. God states it already, can't be argued. I give you all seed bearing plants to utilize. Point blank, period. The beer is made from seed bearing plants. The weed is from seed bearing plants. Now, let me tell you something. He said that people would be drinkers, but some people would get out of hand. And most of the world would be partying chaotic like they do on Mardi Gras, getting drunk, get stupid, don't remember what the fuck they're doing, committing crimes that they would never do, and going to prison for a long time, killing people that they've never killed before, they would never do. You know, shit, just weird shit happens. And yeah, should alcohol be outlawed and banned? Of course, because the people in the United States, they don't know how to stop, they don't know how to regulate themselves. So it's gotten out of hand where everybody's a drunkard in all the lands. They just party to party. They don't drink to taste the nature of God, the nectar of the God, but they abuse it. You see, when you when you utilize something, I've noticed something with marijuana. I've done a lot of study on it. You got sativa, which is what? All right, let me do this. You got sativa, which is a non-lethargic high, which is very energetic. You talk a lot. It raises your consciousness to another level of smarts. And you've got indica, which is a very lethargic couch lock high, where you don't want to talk to anybody. You'd rather be left alone and just relax. You don't want the downer one. You want the upper one. The downer one. Now see, they're medicines too. They do work for people. It just if applied right. But with that being said, guys, I'm gonna end the video. I just wanted to bring you guys something, real quick. Like I didn't want to drag it out too long. I'm gonna be doing some more work, providing some more screen recordings of the work that I'm doing, some of the new work that I'm doing.